All right, guys, welcome back to Ralph's house. We're working on our soldier sitting there on his horse, looking over the valley where the battles are yet to come, and we're just trying to get some things drawn in here. We're still drawing, developing things, and this is the way Lookout Mountain is. I mean, you get up here on the point of Lookout Mountain, it just comes to an abrupt stop, and that's the effect we want to catch. It comes right up to the edge of this mountain and just wahoo right off. But what lays out there, you can see everything. The Lookout Mountain, and I'm sure there was a Cherokee name for it, but it's just, God, it's gorgeous. You can see 7 states from this one place. North Carolina, that's the Smoky Mountains back there. Georgia's right to your right. Alabama's just a little bit further to the right. Virginia's back there. Take my word for it. It's all there. We know it is in Chattanooga because we've been told that for years. And we know they wouldn't exaggerate. We just know, we know. So this is, guys, I enjoy doing this. This is so relaxing to me. Who wouldn't want to paint? I hope more than anything in the world, somebody like me that loves to paint, that I always said, man, if I just knew what they did, if I just knew how, I hope this helps. Man, I said, where was I when I needed me? Oh, sorry, Michael.
You're okay.
Yeah, tell me about it later. You know, that's
Brotherly love.
Yeah, it is. What can you do with brothers, right? It's just burn umber, raw sienna, a little bit of raw ultramarine blue. Mix those 3 together. Again, I'm just working my darks in here where I want my darks to be. Set these rocks down in here. Cast these shadows where I'm going to need the shadows to be. And make these rocks look right. We still got to do some glazing on this on here, and which we've not done yet. That's going to cast a shadow that kind of rolls over that rock a little bit. See, it's amazing what you can do with shadows. I see him moving somewhere back there. The corner of my eye. I think I'm doing something wrong here.
No, I'm
You know,
adjusting. I'm trying to catch your strokes.
I know. Remember we had the little trees on the riverbank a little bit. I'm using some of this dark color because I hadn't painted them in yet. Just kind of poking some trees. Just poking some trees. And that's where they leave tree buffer on that riverbank kind of as a buffer against the river. Because that river wasn't dammed. This was considered one of the wildest rivers in the world, was the Tennessee River. It would fluctuate. It could fluctuate overnight as high as, been known to fluctuate as high as 50 feet. But 20 feet was an average occurrence. If it rained a whole lot up in the Smokies, all that water came down this river. And between these 2 mountain paths, it just backed it up. This is a limestone formation, that's why it never washed out. And so, little old Chattanooga here, they weren't afraid to build, they built a little bit higher ground because they knew what was coming. They knew it could come. So again, we're just trying to establish where the trees might be. And now these trees will actually be light colored trees because the sunlight's coming across and will hit there. This side of the river, the trees will be dark because they're going to be in the shadow. So we hadn't even started on the lights yet, so we ain't worried about that. We're just kind of putting some colors in here and figuring out what we want to have where. I have my flag over there. Especially right on that valley. So I kept trying to get that lighter right there in that little field. You want it lighter? Make that darker. That's how you do it. You want something lighter, surround it with darkness. And see, there's a little field right down in there. Oh, what could be better than this? Cut in some trees in here. And we're not painting individual trees, we're just punching in trees, see. That's Missionary Ridge. We want to keep our ridge there. Going back down through there, and I'm sure there's might be better ways to do this, but I haven't figured it out yet. But we'll figure it out together. But I just love color on top of color, because when you get done, you'll see all sorts of shapes and shadows. You can see trees in there. We ain't painted a tree yet. We just mashed the brush. We're mashers. In the old days, a masher made corn whiskey. We'll just paint a little bit. Remember we had that tree here? It keeps disappearing on us, don't it? Let's get that tree back in here. Well, most of it disappeared, but you can still see some of it. And it's going to be one of that white rock right there. We're going to get that white rock, we've got to have a dart. Just have to. Mike said, Ralph, what are you doing? You got it perfect. Ain't no such thing. We ain't there yet. Need the dark right there. Because when I get done, I'm going to put a light on this where that sun's hitting on that edge of that rock. Now we've got dark to put it there with it. And see if my brush is standing out a little bit. There we go. It's just going to give me something to paint on. This light edge, there's probably a little tree right here on the side of it. But you just see the top of it, because that tree, this mountain goes, whew, it drops off. So we'll leave a little bit of that there. Oh, I hadn't painted the trunks of the tree yet. We're going to have some, and see, it's a big brush. We're still drawing. We ain't got to the detail stuff yet. That's why I keep going back and forth, back and forth. We're still playing. But it's coming along. I think it's coming along. We're going to have a tree coming right up beside these rocks. Watch what you can do with this big old brush. It's going to be winding up in here, and again, you have limbs coming off everywhere, and little limbs going there and here. Little limb coming off over here. I can use the edge of this brush and create some smaller limbs. Going down right behind that rock right there. Okay. And there's probably a little one that's going to be popping out here a little bit. So I knew this earlier. I had this drawn in before. And there's another one right behind that rock over there. We're just trying to figure out where one of our trees popping up. Little struts in there where we're going to have some lights and some back in here. Another trees heading up in here. That tree's bushes light, they're going to be up here. See, because it's so much darker here in the foreground, and we just set all that other stuff way back there in the background. We'll do that 3 or 4 times before we're done. Y'all come.